Charles Dickens is a super important guy in English literature. His books, full of awesome characters and colourful pictures of life in London, still grab readers all over the world. But Dickens wasn't just a novelist, he was a famous journalist too, using his words to show everyone the bad stuff happening in society and asking for things to be better. This double life, as a novelist and a journalist, is really important to understand why Dickens is such a big deal. Working as a journalist, he saw poverty, crime and hard times for working people firsthand. And those experiences really shaped his stories, which often showed the unfairness of England back then. Charles Dickens had a tough childhood. Born in Portsmouth in 1812, he knew what it was like to be poor, especially after his dad went to jail for owing money. When he was only 12, Dickens had to work in a factory that made shoe polish, and that really stuck with him. Even though things were hard, Dickens loved learning and was a natural writer. He started as a journalist when he was just 17, working as a reporter. This early journalism work made him a better writer and taught him how to really see things, which helped him a lot when he started writing novels. In 1836, Charles Dickens became super famous when he published a funny story that came out in parts. This was just the start. He wrote tons of books that people still love today. Dickens's stories are full of interesting characters, exciting plots, and important messages about society. They really connected with people back then. Some of his most famous books are A Sad Story About an Orphan in London and a classic story about second chances and being kind. With these and other books and Dickens became a master storyteller, grabbing the attention of readers for years and years. Most people know Dickens for his novels, but his work as a journalist is also really important. He worked for and ran different newspapers and magazines. These gave him a way to talk about problems he cared about deeply. Dickens's journalism was clever, insightful, and always fighting for what's right. He wrote a lot about poverty, crime, education, and the struggles of working people. His articles often criticized the government and other powerful groups that he thought were making things worse. He used his writing to speak up for people who didn't have a voice and to push for a better society.